Now to the reserves. We'll start in the East. So 7 reserves. I don't know how you want to do this.
Do we want to go? We want to do the 3-2 and then wild cards, or
yeah, we should do it. We should do it the way the coaches do it.
Okay, so the coaches have
it's 2 backcourt spots, 3 front court spots like the starters, and there's 2 wild cards where you can pick anybody for those 2 spots.
All right, Bontemps, give me those 5. Give me your 3 front court and your 2 reserve. Your 3 front court and 2 guard reserves.
So my 2 backcourt spots are Zach LaVine, who we talked about before, having a great year for the Bulls. Hopefully he's healthy by then and able to play, but he's been terrific along with DeMar. And Fred VanVleet, who has not made the All-Star game before, but is leading the league in minutes, is averaging 40%, shooting 40% from 3, has been fantastic this year for the Raptors, a team that people thought were going to be down out of the play-in tournament again and are flirting with being out of the tops into the top 6. Had a tough loss to the Mavericks last night down in Texas. But
what was VanVleet's numbers in that?
You can tell me. You were there.
I mean, he went 4 of 20 from the floor.
I mean, I'm going to talk.
That should definitely invalidate his entire first half.
I'm going to talk about a guy who I watched last night go 5 for 19 or 5 for 20, and also is going to be in the All-Star game, I think, too. So one game doesn't determine anything. But I think Fred has been great, and I think he's deserving of making it. Though, again, like as we've talked about, there's 8 or 10 guards you can make a real case for in the East. And then my front court candidates are Jimmy Butler, who I thought was the only real shoe-in among the forwards. He's been terrific once again for the Heat. Jarrett Allen from the Cavs, who has been the linchpin of their defense, which has been the reason that they have been such a shocking team this year, along with Evan Mobley. And sort of by default, as my third front court guy, I have Jason Tatum from the Celtics. Now, Tatum is averaging 25 a game. His numbers across the board from a per game
his shooting is just absolutely wretched.
It is.
His shooting is terrible. Now, I was, as I watched him miss a million shots last night, I think he was 5 for 19 and 0 for 7 from 3. I asked Matt Williams, our stats guru with the Stats Information Group, to look up some shooting luck numbers, and he is virtually at the bottom of the league in shooting luck. Basically what the shots he takes, what the expected percentage of them is compared to what he actually is making, which certainly checks out with watching him, because this Celtics team, which is 28th in the league, by the way, in expected shooting luck, just misses so many wide open shots. It's been a problem for them all season.
Brad Stevens has given some interviews in the last week to some outlets. I know the Boston Globe and the Athletic, and he has said this exact same thing. He said our team is a better shooting team than it's shooting. But, and I appreciate that there's an attempt to apply logic to progression to the mean, which is what you're looking for if you're a Celtics fan, not regression, but progression to the mean. I appreciate that there's an attempt to do that, and that's has value. But if you're 40 games in, it's almost like what your record is. You are what your record says you are. You are what your percentages say you are.
For sure. And 32% from 3 and 41% from the field is not great. But when you look at the other candidates in the forward spots, I mean, whether it's Pascal Siakam or Domantas Sabonis, or Miles
Jaylen
Bridges,
Brown.
I think
same thing. Jaylen Brown, Chris Middleton.
Jaylen's maybe. I think of Jaylen more as a guard, but either way, like Chris Middleton too. Like he's missed a bunch of time. Middleton with injuries.
Well, I'm going to save this until I give one, but I've got a candidate. I'm going to save it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I went back and forth on a bunch of guys, and I sort of settled on Tatum because I thought he was the best choice of a difficult batch to try to choose from. But he was my third one. There's my 5 guys there.
Okay, McMahon.
Okay, so guards, I agree with Zach LaVine, although we'll see if he's available for the game. So the at the other guard spot, the 2 guys I'm deciding between, I've got VanVleet as a wild card candidate. I'm deciding between James Harden and Jrue Holiday, and So James Harden is not having a good year by his standards. He is still having an all-star season.
Yep.
He's still right up there at the top of the league in assists. He's still he's a top 10 offensive player in the league still. Jrue Holiday is a quality number 2 offensive option. And if we're talking about the best defensive guards in the league, he is very prominent in that conversation. I'm going to go with Jrue Holiday over Harden just based on, hey, that's a dude coming off a championship season. That's a dude who is like Harden's had some pretty dog moments, is one of which you pointed out. And so, I'm gonna give the nod to Holiday over him. And I agree with you that the front court candidates, Jimmy Butler, yes. Jared Allen, because the Cavs are one of the great surprise teams. He is in some ways his case is similar to Gobert's. He's not as good, but he's there are some similar things there in terms of style of play, efficiency as a mid to high teen scorer, rebounding, rim protection. My third one, I went with Tatum like you did, but I'm not saying it with my chest. I'm not like popping out the North Texas Mean Green, as I say.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.